To see people make things and that when they don't know what they're going to be making? Do you like adventure? Do you like surprise? This is Craft Roulette, the ultimate paper crafting card making game show challenge, and we are live almost every week about this time if you're live. If not, I don't know. But we always have a seat for you because we're friendly, aren't we? We are the friendly chatterbox, and I am Mary Gunn of Mary Gunn Fun, your founder or your intrepid host of Craft Roulette. Mr. Producer's over there doing his Mr. Producey things. We've got our guest ready to come on. She is so ready. I think she just woke up this morning and said, I need to get spinning that wheel. But we are so glad to have you here. If you have never been here, please introduce yourself. We'd love to meet you. We have a welcoming committee that is second to none. Slideshow. I think I look at all of those cards and then the slideshow comes up and I see them in a different way. It's like, I gotta take a good look at them because it's gonna be gone here in 4 seconds. But we had fuzz and screen together as elements. Did it stop us? No. Are we afraid of any parameters? Never. I hope you're screaming that with me because all parameters are doable. We can do this no matter what we get. I may be speaking a little too soon, but I have 182 weeks of experience behind that. Had a great guest last week, Mari Clark, who I think could do anything in French. She could make any card more beautiful just by waving her little French words over it, and it would just be all beautiful. It was wonderful. 358 cards, 4 process videos, and some bonus cards already in the gallery over on craftroulette.live. If you want to see how people put screen and fuzz together, an unlikely combination, please take some time and spend strolling through our little gallery. It really is a fun place for inspiration. Let's see, housekeeping? Well, the biggest news on housekeeping is about October 7th, but Mr. Producer asked for the microphone here because he has some tech updates for you. So, Mr. Producer, who is over there doing all the stuff behind the scenes, take it away.
Hi, just wanted to say I updated a bunch of the logic that happens when you submit your project. So I tested it, but I will be watching it all weekend to make sure it works. If anything weird happens, feel free to reach out and I'll get it fixed right away. And then a couple other things that there were some bugs on the site preventing galleries from working. Figured that out. And then also tried to work to make sure that all of the emails that we try and send get actually sent. So other than that, take it away.
Yahoo! Yes, October 7th is the big next thing that we want to make sure you know about. I do have a list. We have a big event happening right here on the Craft Roulette YouTube channel. It will start at noon Central Daylight Time. Amanda Stevens is behind this little craziness that we're going to do, and it's going to be craft roulette, sorta. I can't tell you too much about the details because I want you to stay here and watch us tonight. But we have a great lineup of guests that will be popping in. Sarah Liz, Sire, Lydia Fiedler, Karen Burniston, Ardith. Boy, you should see how I spelled some of these. Lauren Taylor, Crafty Al, May Helms, Tanisa, Biddy Penny, Michelle Lupton, Kathy Zilski, Amanda, Mr. Producer, and me. So make sure you have that on your calendar. You can go down to the little thumbnail and click the notification bell. Probably the best idea. But if not, put it in your Google phone or whatever it takes so that you don't miss a minute. You can register to be a part of the giveaways, and we have some wonderful giveaways. Lots of great sponsors. You can see that over on craftroulette.live under episodes, special events. You can see it all. And what else? I was doing so well, and then I kind of thought, oh, you're doing so well. And then I forgot what I was doing. Has that ever happened? Oh, that pride. Anyway, you can register for prizes, but you don't have to register to watch it live or even see the replays. The replays will be on this channel just like Craft Roulette replays are. So that's a little bit different. Only register if you want to be in on the prize giveaway stuff. This is a time where we say Vinny is up. We would love a big thumbs up, and if you would share, we would love that too. So glad to see you guys talking. I do read your comments the next day. It's always a real treat for me, and I look forward to it. This is the last week for our September spin sponsors. If you were one of those 358 cards that were sent in, you will be qualifying to win a giveaway from these spectacular companies. Catherine Pooler, I suggest Inks because she is now our ink sponsor. More about that on Tuesday and throughout the days. Creative Scrapbooker Magazine, you get a whole year's subscription. They've been a great spin sponsor several times. Sweet Sentiment Stamps, Jamie was here at the beginning of the month. Sandy was here last spring. A fun little company. And Hero Arts is also giving away a $25 gift certificate along with our Krog and our goodie bags. Make sure if you did, nobody's missing out on these prizes anymore. I can tell you that. But if you did send in one of those 358 cards, stick around to see what you may be able to win at the end of the show. Is there anything else? Oh, yes. So I do want to say something about Catherine Pooler's inks. So she was on a couple weeks ago, and I grilled her. I took her to task on her inks because I've heard so many wonderful things about it. And so Mr. Producer went behind my back, that sneaky little guy, and did a deal with Catherine Pooler. And she sent me, which was a wonderful treat, sent me 2 of her stamp sets, or ink sets. And I am still working through them, learning about who's yellow, who's red orange, and all that kind of good stuff. I'm still learning. They are different than the inks I was used to. I was used to a felt pad. These are spongy. And and I don't know where all the colors are yet. So it could be, it's taken me a little time, but I have spent some time getting to know them. And they have funny names. But they are wonderfully, I'm proud to say, an official Craft Roulette ink sponsor now. Thank you very, very much. Next month, if you play tonight and starting in October, we have some new spin sponsors for you. You will be eligible to get giveaways from Your Paper Insider. We've had them on before. And they're going to send me a bunch of bone folders for our goodie bags. So that'll be fun to send out. A Colorful Life, who I met Mary Kay through. I just saw Amy doing this. Mary Kay through Amy. I'm so glad to meet her. Artful Angel, Carice will be on at the end of October. And Stamp anything. It's so hard to say, but it's wonderful. So make sure that you plan on submitting a card this weekend. We are not sponsored, except for our inks, by anybody, any corporate sponsors. We are sponsored by our patrons, and we always want every chance we can to say thank you so very, very much and welcome a new patron this week, Deb M. We're so glad to have you. Tomorrow there is a Club Fun call at noon Central Time, by the way. Had a Club Fun supporter call yesterday, which was a lot of fun. And we have 4 Zoom calls a month. So it's a lot going on. Next month we will have 5 because we also have an all-patron call the week after October 7th. I may be on a stretcher, but I'll be there with bells on. Mr. Mike is wearing the yellow or the orange and purple sweater, so I remember to ask Amy what team she's on. And we do have a stamp set for those peskiest parameters. You can find all that information on craftroulette.live. But right now, she's waiting. She's patient. Let's welcome from Michigan, Amy Schrock from Amy Swears. Way!
Thanks for having me.
It's so nice to have you. I've enjoyed getting to know you on the tech call and just before the show. Other than that, we've never met. But, oh man, I mean, it happens a lot. I think I book a guest and I think, well, I hope they're good. And then I get to know them and it's just like such a treat to meet all these people and get to spend an evening with. I think you are going to be the same. So tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into this crazy card making journey.
Well, I had done pretty much every sort of crafting you could imagine, except for cards. I did do a little bit of wooden block stamping and heat embossing when I was little. But that was one area I hadn't really brushed upon. In fact, my husband would tease me. He would say, is there any section of a craft store that you don't already have in your craft emporium? So I had a girlfriend come over one night to craft. I think I was into alcohol ink at the time, so there's a lot of overlap. But she brought a Misty over. And I was like, what sorcery is this? Like, I'm only thinking the wooden blocks. And so I was a little mystified by the Misty. And that was about the end of the story. Like 5 years later, I'm obsessed like most of you are. And yeah, it's taken over pretty much everything else. So.
Isn't it funny how that does that? You were showing me your room before we went to the slideshow, and you're invested in this hobby a lot. I didn't see a lot of oil paintings or looms or anything. No evidence of anything but card making. So welcome. You're one of us, and it's okay. We love that. Well, that's a neat thing, and I've never heard Misty being a gateway tool before. I think you're the first.
It was indeed.
Yeah. Do you remember what stamp you used?
Well, she had brought over, I think it was like a cute little mama elephant or something with the dies, which was another thing I hadn't really seen was, the photopolymer stamps with the dies. That was also intriguing to me. So just that combination of those tools that were not around when I did stamping and stuff when I was little. It just it land rolled.
Yeah.
I don't think it was
those
long
clear
before.
stamps. Those clear stamps did a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if we would have, if they hadn't come along, the clear stamps hadn't come along, you would know the wood stampers because they'd all be bent over like that. They'd all have arthritis from having to see what their image was. And their house would just be full. There'd be like aisles of wood because they were so big and clunky. Mm-hmm. But it was a game changer, a good one, one indeed. Well, I'm glad your friend brought over a Misty so that we got to have you in our community. So that's neat because you do a beautiful job. You're a wonderful
She doesn't even make cards anymore now. She doesn't even make cards anymore. What? I'm like, what? You brought me into this, and now you don't even do it. Yeah.
Maybe you should take some of those A Colorful Life stencils over to her house and reignite her flame.
I should.
Yeah. Yeah, turnabout's fair play. Well, we're going to get into this and start crafting here in a few minutes. We have a little bit to do before that. If you are new, we do welcome you here. And sit tight. We're going to be spinning for some new parameters in a few minutes. But first, you had a question for me. What was that?
What is Craft Roulette?
It's the question everybody's asking. Let's find out. Thank you, Chatterbox, Mr. Producer, and Amy for being here. Let's get this show started.
What is Craft Roulette? Craft Roulette is a live paper crafts challenge show where the goal is to complete a project that has been randomly selected by the spin of a wheel. There are 4 categories we spin for: project, colors, element, and random. Each category has 24 possible options with a combined possibility of 331,776 unique projects. Whoa. We're live every Friday at 6:30 p.m. Central on youtube.com/craftroulette. Please like and subscribe. Each week we bring on a special guest crafter to create along with us and share their unique take on the challenge. You can play too. Complete a unique project of your own using the same 4 parameters set in this episode. You'll have 48 hours to contribute by submitting pictures of your project through the submission form on craftroulette.live. Contributions are featured on marygunfund.com's weekly episode blog and the next episode. Let's recap last week's episode and submissions.
You know, I'm a sneaky old lady. I can tell. I love it when we hit to the whoa, because I can see who's here that I know. Because all of you veteran craft rouletters say whoa at that right time, and I get to run. It's fast, but I can do a quick scan of who's here tonight, who's present. We do want to say thank you to our moderators. I don't do it very often, but I do appreciate you being here, just kind of running shop and answering those questions. If you do have a question about Craft Roulette and what the heck we're talking about, please feel free to ask it. They know a lot, and they're wonderful at answering your questions. And Greg McGay is such a welcoming person. She's there to say hi and hope you'll be a part of Craft Roulette. Thank you all. We really do appreciate you. There are the pins from last week. This is just last week, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, crafters and craftettes. That is so many people. 358 contributions last week, and now we're up to 22,482. Mr. Producer, bless his heart, has been going through all of the galleries, making sure this tech thing is right. He went through all last night, I think it was.
I wrote a program to do it. It did it by itself.
Yes, but you had to monitor it all. And you said you were up to 10,000 yesterday. And I thought, oh, but you still got 12 to go. So it went pretty fast. But anyway, there's a lot of behind the scenes things that go on because of him and for you and for me and for him. It's all good. But we do welcome you from all points of the world. We're still waiting for Antarctica. If you do know a scientist down there, give him a holler and tell him to send in a card. The parameters last week were card with circles or circles, vegetable garden color palette, screen or screens, and fuzz. Delightfully clever. Delightfully clever. I can't even express to you how often I look at a card and just go, oh, for Pete's sake. But there's also just solid, good, classic cards that I look at and I say, that is a great card. So you don't have to be super fancy. You don't have to be super anything to send in a card to Craft Roulette. Just make sure that you do a good job. That's really all it is that we ask. There was my card. I used a screen from the screen porch for my screen, and it was a stencil. And I think it looked good. We had a wonderful guest, Mari Clark, like I was saying. She could probably make a... there was a little controversy on her fuzz. But what is a good show without a little controversy, right? But what a beautiful card. She is an exquisite card maker, and you can always go back and to past episodes, check on or go to craftroulette.live, associates, guest crafters, and see them all and go back to their blogs and their YouTubes and all that, and make sure you subscribe because they're all so talented. Thank you, Mari, for joining us. Now we're going to invite Amy back, and as we celebrate our parade of achievements this week. There she is. Truth be told, she can't see the screen very well, but she's going to get right up in there in that screen's face and see if she can see the achievements that we are going to celebrate. We're going to welcome our first timers, our major milestone achievers, our leading ladies. We don't have any Club 52 or Mug Clubbers this week. So let's get on with the hoorays. Welcome first timers to Craft Roulette. This is the hardest one. Sarah's dad from Michigan. I'm not sure who Sarah is, but we welcome you, Dad. Mary Jo from Michigan also.
Got lots of Michiganders here.
Yes, we do have a lot of Michiganders. MD from Michigan. I got a feeling that was a family. Pam Watson from New Jersey. Yep, we're getting into those Halloween cards too. Look at all those circles. Trisha from Texas. Quilling. Oh dear. Was that something you did?
That's something I've never done. Never done that kind of crafting.
Emily Pearl from Texas. Her screen was a television. Alma from Saskatoon in Canada. Really cute. Renee Wilson from Tennessee. Her fuzz was a sweater die or stamp. Brennan from New York. Welcome, you guys. So nice to have you all. I love that families do this. Susan Tremper. She said, finally, she did it. Welcome. I've met Susan on calls, but she hadn't sent in a card. So glad you did. Major milestone achievers, 25, 50, 75. Sold American. Let's see what we have. 25 cards from Lisa in Ohio. So many styles. Fantastic. Paola from the United States. 25 cards. Very circle. Lots of circles. Teresa from Illinois. Bathtubs and her suds were her fuzz. Kelly from New York. Cold. And her pom-poms. Those were great fuzz. So great. Heather from Michigan.
Another
Yay! 25 cards. 25 for Donna in Arizona. Nicely done, Donna. 50 cards for Janet Sitaway. Janet's been around for a long time. Congratulations on sticking to it, girl. Elva from Idaho. 50 cards also. Ladybugs on a screen. Leslie has sent in 75 cards. Look how pretty. Well done, Leslie. Kathy has sent in 75 cards, and she's got cute little monsters. Pauline, you have sent in 125. I'm so proud of you. I remember when you were new. It's wonderful.
A lot of cards.
It is. Our leading ladies this week. They happen to be ladies. They are leaders. Smurf Murphy has sent in 143. So fun. Party pants. And her twin in Australia, Jackie Jackpot Muller. We're so glad that you both are here. Kathy Herring has sent in 147. Week after week, girls. 5K Now 6K Lamone has sent in 149 cards. All fantastic. Ellen Card Monkey Jarvis has also hit the big 160. Well done, Ellen, every week. Patty Beck has sent in 177 in a row. She and Ellen have not missed a week. Week after week after week after week. How many things do you do besides go to the grocery store week after week after week? Not too many. Not too many. That's like the biggie. So it's just wonderful to have these people that I never knew before. Now they're like buds. I'm just like in their camp. I'm their cheerleader. They're my cheerleaders, and I just adore the relationships that we have. So thank you all. Welcome. Let's keep it going. Yeah. So have you done, how many cards a week, a month do you suppose you make?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have no idea. Honestly, I kind of go in spurts. You know, I'm a batch and Betty, so I'll make a bunch like in one setting and then maybe like take maybe up to a week off at most and then just, I honestly couldn't tell you. I have a ton ready, so I make a lot, but I couldn't tell you what number, honestly.
Yeah, you're a binger.
Yeah.
You go on benders. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that is the end of last week. When we say goodbye to, when we close that screen, that means we are ready to start focusing on this week. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I think she is. Let's bring on those parameters, shall we? Batch and Betty. Did you say Betty or Bunny?
Betty, but Bunny's cute too.
Bunny's cute. Batch and Bunny, I think, is like it. I think there's we have a lot of characters around this house and a lot in this show. Batch and Bunny may become a new character. You never know. There are those 4 parameters we will be spinning for: project, colors, element, and random. But first, we like to, every week we give our patrons a chance to veto a couple of parameters. That means if the wheel does land on those vetoed items, we will spin again. If you happen to love those vetoed items, and you just might, if you can fit them into the parameters that we do get, you're good to go. If this doesn't make any sense to you because you're new, hang in there. We'll be talking about it and debriefing everybody on it soon. So, the parameters that have been vetoed this week are candlelight for color, that's number 19. For element, they said no thank you to nails, number 7. And by only 2%, the random veto is tabs, number 13. No tabs. But you could still fit those things in, probably, if you happen to love candlelight, nails, or tabs.
I'm very much okay with them vetoing those. That's
okay, good. So you're a studier, you're a student. You came to the tech call prepared. What have you decided to veto or veto, if at all?
Preserves.
Preserves. That is like not loved.
That's number 12.
Preserves is out.
If it was preserves color, I'd be okay with it, but I'm struggling with the element kind of backtrack.
Struggle train is real. Well, that's fine. That's why we give you a veto. Now, if you were in the house of Craft Roulette and you said, I'd like to put my chips on the roulette wheel, where would you put them for project, colors, random, and element?
Number 9 for project, dude.
A dude's card. Okay.
Yep. I like those. I know a lot of people struggle, but I like them.
They do.
For color, number 1, forest.
Oh, okay. I can see this developing. I like it. What would you do for element?
Number 16, September.
Okay.
I'd probably make it a birthday card because that's my birthday month. So.
By the way, it was Amy's birthday yesterday, and the cheers went out. And for random,
number 8, stitches.
Stitches. Do you actually do stitching, or do you do faux stitching?
I have die cutting that makes the stitches.
I know some people actually use like embroidery floss and stuff.
Yeah. I have embroidery floss in my craft room, but I haven't really done it in card making yet. So, but I like it when other people do it. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, I do too. There were for the fuzz, some people brought in crocheted elements from last week. It was pretty cool. I'd not even, pom-poms and crochet didn't cross my mind, my small but well-kissed mind. I think that would I can see where that would make a great card, and that's good. But we'll see if we're going to get any of those.
Yeah.
Good luck. Let's give this bad boy a warm-up spin. I'm going to stand up, or at least get my microphone out of my face. For project. Good luck all. Number 2, card with ribbon. Okie doke. For colors, we are going to talk about each one of these really a lot. Will we get forest? Nope, not so. Will we get something like forest? Not very much. Circus colors. And for element, Number 16. Good girl. You did it. You got
September.
one.
You need to add like a ding 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 sound.
Well,
I need to
yeah,
get a
that
lotto
would be
ticket
fun.
now. That's good. That's good juju right there. Need to get a lotto ticket.
September it is. And for Randa, what will we do with that? I was kind of looking forward to September moving on. It's kind of like, yeah, it's more 13 than... Okay, it was really right in the middle.
That was the vetoed item.
Oh, okay. Well, good enough. Good reason. Hand cut. Something has to be hand cut.
Okay.
That's all right. You like dyes, but you're going to get to try something else. All right, we're going to talk about each and every one of these, but first we always like to remind everybody, oh, don't start complaining about fussy cutting. We're going to figure this thing out. It'll be okay. This is your art project. We aren't going to teach here. We're not going to tell you how to make a card or where to cut or what to use. You're on your own. It's great. But speaking of art, an art project is sometimes very literal. Like if you said circus colors or September. How about September? That's a good one. It can be very literal. You could put September on a card. Or you could be a little more, stretch it out a little bit and think, well, what kind of things happen in September? What do I think of in September? And make your card based on those kind of things instead. You can also, each one of these parameters can be fitted in sneakily or dominantly. We're not going to say it has to be the focal point. September doesn't have to be a focal point. It can be kind of a sneaky little thing. You get to put nuance and spin on it. We just ask that it's handmade, fits in our community standards, and you do your very best. So let's talk about these. Card with ribbon. Well, you could do a dude's card with ribbon.
Yeah.
You could do it. You can use ribbon however you want to. Maybe you have a little dog that has a ribbon for a bow in its hair. It wouldn't have to be literal ribbon. Or you could have literal ribbon on a card. I don't use a lot of ribbon. Do you use a lot of ribbon?
I have some. I don't use it a lot, but I do have
Right.
some at the ready, so we'll see what I come up with. But that's a good idea about the bow. I didn't think about that. That's clever.
Yeah, you might want to look for something along those lines.
Or a ribbon die cut.
Or a die cut.
The ribbon die cut. Like a
Mhm.
ribbon banner kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you might want to look for stamps or a die cut or something that's not literally ribbon. Now, ribbon on a card, some people use it every time, and I never know how. But they'll use bows, they'll use knots, they'll just use it as a loop or as a top of a tag. All of those kind of things would be completely legit. Is there anything that comes to mind besides your great idea on die cut?
No, that's smart. I didn't think about the tags. That's a really good idea too. Lots of options.
Yeah.
My first thought was, incorporating it into like just having it kind of tucked behind a panel as an element. That's where my brain went first, but kind of liking your ideas more actually.
Yeah, tucking is fine too. Yeah, just or even little banner tails. It could be ribbons, hanging out underneath a band or something like that. It doesn't have to be a big deal. Or if you had a great big bow, it could be a great big bow for a card. It wouldn't matter. What's your favorite card size?
There's definitely possibility of putting like a present with a bow or a ribbon on it for a birthday card.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
There's
Do you
another
make cards,
take on ribbons.
Mr. Producer? Maybe you should.
I've made a few.
Okay.
Cards he's made a few.
You asked what my favorite card size. Definitely US A2 size is my go-to for sure. Yeah.
Think you'll do that tonight?
Probably. It's comfortable. I've got the bases ready.
Right. I'm with you. Okay, so if you had bows and it wasn't really made out of ribbon, would that count, Mr. Producer? It's not bows, it's ribbon though.
I don't know.
We'll have to think about that one. But because I saw somebody talk about gauze ribbon. Oh, it was Amanda, that trouble causer that I like so much. But it okay. So maybe if you call it gauze ribbon, I guess it could be. How about a ribbon is also, don't they sometimes talk about rivers being a ribbon of something? So a ribbon of something that would be more figurative? I think so. But I'll let you guys figure this one out. Circus colors aren't exactly forest colors, or are they?
I honestly
think-
could go with any of the colors. I thought they were all great, but this to me speaks like bright primary colors.
Unless you want to think about the things in a circus, like the ground and,
the
and
dirt.
the sky and the tigers and the animals, and kind of get those earthy colors out of that. When people do send in their cards, they have a place where we ask for a description of how they figured out the parameters. So that's kind of a fun thing to read. But you're right. To me, too, I think bright.
Right. Like the big top, red, white, yellow,
Exactly.
blue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Primary.
But you could pull in some animal colors, too, and make it more muted.
Neutrals. Yeah.
So that one's going to kind of depend for me on what I want to go with September. So you said birthday for September because you're a birthday September girl.
Yeah.
So you might make a birthday card. That is a very smart idea.
Mm-hmm.
Other things that happen in September might be school starting, fall starts. So maybe some fall kind of images, because
Or
fall
school
has started here. Spring has started in the southern hemisphere.
Yeah.
So maybe that's because that could be something too that we don't expect our southern hemisphere friends to think autumn, because it's just their spring. So September could be really a fun thing in the gallery because it could be so different. Pumpkin spice starts in September after all. But school, I can't, and birthdays, fall.
Well, you could go the beginning of September, and then you're talking Labor Day, which is you talk lakes, beaches,
That's
the
true.
end of the summer, kind of that feel.
The last hurrah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Speak Like a Pirate Day is 9/19. Thank you, Irene.
Those are circus colors.
Those would be really fun circus colors. So we might end up with some pirates this week. I think we'll have a great variety. Once again, I like it. And then hand cut. We're now, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, crafters and craftettes, and you anti-fussy cutting people, if you have ribbon on your card, are you going to chew that ribbon off of the spool?
Cut it?
Or are you going to hand cut it?
We will accept chewed ribbon.
But don't send it until it's dry, to my house at least. These are all electronically done anyway. Oh, football is a great idea. Apples, that's a great idea. Because, yes, apple cider donut right now. Oh, Susan, that's one of my favorite things. National Coffee Day is in September. Oh, you're making my brain start to think bigger. Okay.
So do you hate fussy cutting? Because I actually enjoy it.
I love it.
I'm kind of a freak. I love it. I find it cathartic.
Yeah.
So
no, it's just like, I kind of get into here's a straight part. I get to go fast. Oh, here's a curve. I get to slow down. It's kind of like driving a little race car in my brain. National Son and Daughter Day, National Chewing Gum Day. Oh, you guys are good. So there's all sorts of ways that you guys can have fun doing this one. There's probably some people working on their cards already. So are you comfortable? Do you think you have some guidance now? Any questions? Yeah. Have we covered all the parameters?
I've got ideas. I like it. I like it a lot.
All right. Then, in that case, let's tell you all about our other show on Tuesday night, In Review, which is a heck of a lot of fun. Here's my other personalities. We'll be right back. Does card making ever wear you out? Are you just having one of those days? ever say to yourself, I wish there were more craft roulette on each week? Well, have we got good news for you? In Review is like part 2 of Craft Roulette, which features you, our card contributors. It'll be easy to find because it airs here on our Craft Roulette YouTube channel. We go live almost every Tuesday evening at 6:30 p.m. Central, and we do a number of fun things during the show, including Mail Call, where I share some of the nice cards and goodies people send us. Our Card Showcase, where we take a longer look at some of the contributions sent in from the most recent episode. And our Who Done It mystery game, where I recreate a card from the most recent episode's gallery, live on air. Everyone in the live chat gets to try and figure out which card I'm recreating. So, if you want more of what we do on Craft Roulette, you'll love our show, In Review. The Who Done It mystery game is just a game, and we do not actually solve mysteries, but we do actually solve mysteries. The show is supposed to be on Tuesdays, but we reserve the right to reschedule as necessary. Mary will not always know what she is doing, especially with buttons and or math. Stretchy pants and snacks are not required, but advisable. Please bring a friend. Too much fun for one person included. It's National Cat Day also? That is a good...
Let me know when you're ready.
I think... Well, now that I know that, I feel like I should do cats, but I think I'm going to do apples. Because apples are pretty. Do. And so I cleaned out my stamps for the show tonight, and I put this one away. This has been in the pile for ages. So I changed my mind, pulled it back out. That's good. Thank you for all your great ideas, everybody. That you have some great ideas. Trying to think, is there anything else I need to talk to you about? Has anybody who has not been to In Review?
Oh, she's ready.
Oh, she's ready. I'll put my ear back in. She's fast as a little grasshopper in the middle of summer. Are they fast? I don't know. So, okay, what are you thinking?
I am thinking I'm going to partially ink blend this big candle stencil from A Colorful Life Designs, and I'm going to use pieces of ribbon as part of the candles because I have all these.
Wow, look at all that ribbon.
Yeah, got little, they seem like they're probably going to be the good size, so that's the way I'll be able to incorporate that. And I am going to make it a birthday card. So I got an ink blend. You guys know I'm obsessed with stencils, so no shocker there. No shocker at all.
Stencils are great little tools. That makes a fast card too.
Yeah. I'm going to do a background, I think, with this too. So like a subtle ink blended background, and then have kind of more the focal point, these candles.
I do have some, a couple stencils from Colorful Life. Maybe I can do a background with one. You make me think. You make me think.
Okay. Oh, but I got to remember the circus colors here. So that's...
Yeah, my circus colors are probably going to be like red and bright green because I have apples. So that'll be easy.
Look at these. But you say apples. These are like perfect apple color, like red and green.
They are. They look kind of...
These are the right size.
And they don't look like super bright summer. They look like more fallish color, don't they? I think. Okay,
yeah,
so
they're a little more. They're more like the spa line from Catherine Pooler, as you're learning. They're more like that than the.
And that's what I got. I got the spa line.
Yeah, I use her inks too. So.
Do you?
Yes. All the time.
Darn. What should I do for the color for this background then?
Do you
Craft
have
card stick. Soft, not stick.
so
What do I have?
if you have the is that the new layered one? Is that the layered
Yes,
foliage? Oh, I
it
love that
is.
one. That one is so pretty. So I would use, let me think. Get this. I've got all the little swatches here. So if you have spa,
I do.
then the reds are going to be more like rouge, green. I don't know. Green is more
Yeah, maybe
depending on how bright you
I'm
want to
looking
go.
at sage is pretty.
Yeah. Spruce is like kind of like a deep. You probably wouldn't want to do that. Don't want it to look Christmassy. But if you're doing you could do like Bay Breeze, which is like a really deep kind of
Oh,
teal.
looky there. Yeah. Um,
That would be pretty
I'm
too.
thinking Mr. Producer is giving me this thought that my circus may not be a brand new circus. My circus may be kind of old and run down. And that's why I'm
Okay.
going to use these gentler, more gentle colors. I think that's a
Yeah.
pretty good take. Dude,
Yeah.
let's see what we can do with over coffee.
Oh, that's a pretty one. I just got the neutrals because I only collect the minis.
Okay.
So I'm gonna scoot down a little bit. Okay. Yeah, I only use the minis, so I was waiting for those minis to come out in all the yummy neutral colors.
Ah,
Okay. I think I'm just gonna do one of these twice because I want to have 3 of them as ribbons. And then I'll ink blend the other ones.
I can't quite tell what you're going to be doing because I have been thinking in my own card space here, but I like what I'm seeing so far.
Well, I am going to, first of all, I think I'm going to
I'm doing it backwards.
cut this down slightly smaller than A2. I have a stitched rectangle die because I still want to bring in the stitched element. So I think I'm
Well,
going to do
you
that.
see, that's exactly what we were saying. That even if it's vetoed or not, we don't get it. You can still use other parameters. You just have to use those 4 plus
Right.
others, and such that sometimes it's even hard to. If I see an old card that I did, because I've done many, it's hard sometimes to tell what the parameters were.
Right.
Here, that's kind of a pretty little. That's a pretty little background. And then
I love, that's one of my favorite stencils from that release. And it's so
that's
cool
really
because
cool.
you can kind of dodge the acorn or dodge the mushroom if you want it. You could just make it so versatile because you could change it up with the colors and not have it look
Hmm.
seasonal. I love that.
I can see
That's
that.
one of my faves.
Okay, and then I brought out a couple ribbons. I use ribbons so infrequently that I have them in my closet. I don't even have them in my capsule here. So, oh, look, there's a little piece that's already cut for me. Hand cut, I bet.
Perfect. Perfect. Oh, that'll look really pretty with the background too. I like that.
Yeah, thanks.
Pretty.
Thanks and thanks.
Okay.
So, do you like to paint with her inks?
Sometimes I would say my usual go-to is going to be ink blending or stamping.
Mm-hmm.
But I ink blend a lot more than I stamp.
I think
So
I might make a stencil.
I'm gonna
I
go.
do. Do I have enough? That would be hand cut to make a stencil. Oh, there's not enough ink on there.
Did you not? Oh, you
Okay.
didn't have to cut your ribbon. It was already there.
It was already cut, but I'm going to be
Oh,
doing plenty of cutting.
okay. All right. I'm gonna just use residual ink, I think, on the background because I want this to be really subtle.
There
I
is
don't
one
want it
thing
to
I
take.
have discovered on her inks. You don't want to leave them open on your desk because if you drop something in it, it's going to get
Oh,
inky. real,
yeah.
real inky.
Yeah, they're definitely juicy. Okay, I'm gonna look at the
Hmm.
colors in this ribbon and kind of have that dictate my stenciling. Take my teal one.
All right, chatterboxes, what are you doing? What are you up to? Are you working with us?
Oh, yes, Al, use an embossing folder. She knows
Yeah.
I love those. That's
Oh,
it's stencils and embossing folders are pretty much what I'm always going to go after.
those are your go-tos.
Mhm. The Altenew ones, I'm a sucker every time. The 3D embossing from Altenew. I have an
What
absurd amount of them.
when you see something that's new like that, what is the one thing that triggers you the most to go, it's got to be in my life?
I think it's more just, well, if it's inks, it's like full set syndrome, full
Okay.
stop. Because I have that with, because I have all the Catherine Pooler and I have all the distress oxides and then
Okay.
all the distress minis. So if it's any of those inks, just if a new color comes out, I have to have it. If
Hmm.
it's other ink lines,
Right.
it doesn't really faze me. If it's embossing folders and they're, I don't know, a really pretty floral that looks different than what I have, or a geometric where I think dude cards, then that's all it takes. It's like, nope, I must have that in my life. So
Okay,
that
I got to
simple.
ask you on your dude card thing because people, whenever you ask, what do you need help on in your cards? It's always dude cards. It's always, I have trouble with masculine cards. So, and you're craving them. Maybe
I
not
love
craving.
them. Because so much of what I use, like I said, the embossing folders and the stencils, so many of them work for that. If it's just creating, I don't know, I just keep it simple. I don't think it has to be like a certain object. I'll just think, well, a geometric design and
Mm-hmm.
some, you pick a couple cool colors, maybe colors that they like, and then
Yeah.
pick a geo background. And it really doesn't have to be complicated. I think they're not complicated. I think that's why I like
No.
them because I don't
Right.
like to do things that are too complicated. So honestly,
Okay.
that's probably why I'm drawn to them. So
Yeah, they don't
that's
have to be. They don't have to be fancy. They
okay.
can be
So what
fancy,
I'm gonna right.
but
So
nah,
I'm gonna
you're right.
ink blend here. I'm gonna
All
ink
right.
blend, but then I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna cover a few of them and make the candles actually the ribbon. So that's where, yeah,
That's gonna be groovy.
that's what I'm gonna do. Yep.
I like
Okay.
that one.
So I have to mask off.
Of course, I could just flip this, but no, 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 no. I am shading. My light source is always upper left, always, so I don't have to think every time. I like it simple. Don't like
Keep it simple.
I don't like things like I just did. But I'm going to have red fingers, and I'm okay with that. I'm going to keep coming in from the same direction.
See, I
Give
got
this
all
guy a little love.
these
He's not quite there yet.
I got these kits. I bought all the minis when they were in these sets. So
Oh,
I've kind of
nice.
my storage, I keep them like that because I feel like
Uh-huh.
they work well together.
Well, I asked several people about storage, and Brenda Gentry, who knows she's very knowledgeable on craft supplies and a patron of ours, um, suggested these little. They're like, well, just a second. Whoops. They're CD holders, and they just fit right in there like that. And so you have to take them off like this. We got 4 of them for $13 on Amazon,
Ah,
and they just fit
nice.
on the wall. But I'm not sure how I'm going to be using all this stuff yet. So we have a couple of them up. and
That's a
time will
great
tell on
idea.
the others. I know. She's a smart girl. It's good to have smart people in your camp.
Yeah. And storage is a whole other hobby, you know? Like, it's like, oh, you're a card maker.
Yes.
So, yeah, you're also an organizer and because I
Yeah.
just feel like sometimes that's a whole other obsession.
There's lots of subsets there that can be very satisfying, and organizing, buying, they're all there.
Hmm. And before I redid my craft room recently,
Mhm.
I mean, I've been watching for years how people have decorated their craft rooms, and I've been taking inspiration from that for so long now. So I just kind of hunkered down and thought, like, what works in my space, what works with what I
Yeah.
have, and I was able to
Right.
incorporate so much from learning from other people and what their setups are that it really kind of came together
Right.
nicely.
Yeah, they can get pretty elaborate, but yours looks very good. It looks comfortable, but very nice.
Very excited to be in this space for sure. Oh, that is a
Yeah.
juicy ink pad. My goodness. All right.
So when you do color blending, do you often do the water reactive part, or do you just
Um, I would say sometimes I don't think I do it quite as much as maybe I used to. Um, I don't think I do it as much with Catherine Poolers as I do like distress oxides. I think I'd probably be more likely to do the more distress look with the distress oxides than Catherine Poolers. Hers, I just love the pigmented, in your face. I don't want to take away from it. This is really,
it is
I got
vivid?
so much on
It
here.
is.
Yes. And that's a learning curve there, honestly, is like when you start stamping with them, like
Mhm.
realizing just how pigmented it is. It's a bit of a
Mhm.
learning curve with her
And
inks for sure because
how gentle your touch needs to
yes.
be.
Yeah. And they're
And I have
sticky
found
too.
like,
They'll just like
"Ugh."
they'll yeah, they'll suction your stamp right up too because the suction
Yes.
of the foam.
Yeah.
Okay.
And some of them I have gone ahead and flipped over the stamp, and so I could just kind of gently tap it. I don't know if that it seemed to work better maybe, at least for bigger stamps, and I never really did that before. So we'll see. It'll be fun. It's fun. I'm having a blast. It's been a long time.
Okay, I'm hand cutting, folks. Hand cutting and cutting the ribbon.
There it is. There it is. I saw
There
it with
it
my own little eyes.
is.
Well done. That parameter, you can check it off.
Just gonna
You
cut it a
so
little longer because I think I might fold it underneath. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Because this is a panel that's slightly smaller, so I could tuck it underneath if I need to.
the like Eve's apples. Perfect. Come eat the apple. Like on Snow White, too. Snow White's apples were
Oh,
perfect. Sure. I'm going to have to put something else on here, but that's a little too busy for this old gal's background without a little something. I was thinking like of putting a tag on there and arranging my apples and putting this on as a little tag topper, and then some sentiment
that's
to be
yeah,
determined.
super cute.
Thanks. What's going to happen on this STEM show? But it's always fun, and all parameters are doable. We've learned that with fuzz and screen, haven't we, ladies and gentlemen, crafters and craftettes, boys and girls? Oh my goodness.
All right.
So you told me, and I don't think you're like secret about it, that you consider yourself a type A person.
Absolutely.
How
Yep.
does that benefit you as a card maker, and how does that hinder you as a card maker, you think?
I would say it hinders me because it would make me a little bit more of a perfectionist than I should probably be. But I would say it benefits me because I'm quite organized. So
Okay.
I can use that organization to kind of streamline my processes and be more effective, like my binder system and stuff like that. Like just kind of batching the stuff and having it all ready to go. I feel like it makes me more productive, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So when
So,
you're going on those benders, you'll be ready.
yeah, my bender.
Yeah. Card benders.
Okay. Now I need to
Yeah, I
figure
can
out
see
what
that.
colors I'm gonna ink blend these. Or should
Always,
guys tell me in the comments, should I do all ribbon candles or should I ink blend 2 of them? Tell me in the comments because I don't know what I should do here. I should make them all ribbon. Can't decide.
Snow White.
All ribbon. Okay. Ink blend 2. All right. Beth and Sharon are in disagreement. All ribbon, all ribbon, all ribbon. Okay, definitely more all ribbon. Well, that makes it easier then. Pulling this off. Okay. Thank you guys, because I was not sure. Okay. I'm gonna.
I think all ribbon will be pretty and
Yeah.
consistent.
Yeah, because I think I might struggle to match it enough to not have it bug me if I try and do it.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Rogers says you could ink blend and then cover it up if you don't like it. That's not bad.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think this is slightly thinner though. That's the problem. I think the ribbon is slightly thinner than the opening, so it wouldn't be completely covered up, and then that would also bug me.
We don't want bugs. Bugs are not for cards. Well, sometimes if they're supposed to be on there.
Okay, I need to make sure I'm getting all the parameters. So I got the colors, got the cutting. I'm gonna do September. I'm gonna make it birthday. Where's my notes? Ribbon. That's all of them, right? Okay,
Yeah,
good.
yeah. You're rolling.
We're on track. We're on track. Okay. Now, I think I might. Actually, I think I'm going to hold this in place and glue them down while it's there so I can make sure it's lined up well. Because the stencil is lined up better than however I'm going to proceed with it.
Sentiment that will be a good fit. Apple's known as being lucky. A lucky apple.
No. I wonder if this 1/8 inch will be thick enough.
Arrange that.
Debating on whether I'll use the 1/8 inch or that's too thick.
Is there going to pop up?
No, this is just a little. I didn't want to do the liquid glue. Yeah, I didn't want to do the liquid glue because I didn't want like a theme of it to show, like texture.
Sure. Circus colors. Yep. September apples. Hand cut very much. Card with I'm doing okay too. Hey, we are not. Yeah. We're doing it. We're getting it done.
Yeah, we're on it. Sorry, guys, I'm not really watching the chat. I'm in focus mode here, but I will be reading it later. Like,
oh, it's fun.
There was just a question, Amy, about where those stencils are from.
Oh, they're from A Colorful Life Designs. Small woman, no business in Texas.
A spin sponsor now. So if you send in a card this week, you may win a $25 gift certificate to A Colorful Life. And that would be a good thing.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, I actually lead the design team for that company. So, yeah, lots of fun.
Yeah, I was glad for the introduction. Thank you.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Hopefully I'm not gluing
from A Colorful Design. Mm-hmm. My stencil also was from A Colorful Design, and there's 2 of them. There's the Colorful Life, yes. There's 2. They're like this 2 kind of stencil step stuff. Oh, I have a couple cards out of it. Let me just show you. Here's one that this is a set that I was going to send my aunt for her birthday. That turned out real pretty, and Trinity
that is
die
so
cut.
pretty.
I love these colors. Team
That is
orange
gorgeous.
all the way.
Is that
And
Distress Oxide that you used on that?
I don't know. I made it a couple weeks ago, so it wouldn't be the Catherine Pooler, but I have a clue, honestly. They turned out pretty. It was the blending. I think it's just the colors themselves that look so pretty. And then this was another one, and I did it kind of like a gel print in that I did one and then sprayed it with water and then did the second as a lift. So those turned out kind of pretty too. So anyway, they're great. I really like them. I'm going to staple this little guy on.
Oh, I have that sunflower one you have. I have that, but I haven't used it yet, and it's so gorgeous.
It's pretty.
I've got it on my to-do list to use. Okay, so now what's bugging me about this, I don't think it's as evident on the screen, but I don't feel like these candles stand off enough. I don't think they stand off the background enough. So I think I'm going to have to create my own little drop shadow or something on this, because that's going to bug me. It doesn't seem quite like it's standing off enough.
But I have a mini stapler somewhere.
Guys, I am the worst. The worst at this.
It's found. It was just hiding.
Are you guys good at cutting along an edge like this? Because I am rubbish.
Plan 2. I used this a couple of weeks ago. At least I tried to use it a couple of weeks ago, and there were no staples in it, and I put it back without putting more staples in it. And the staple fairy did not come and fill it. Anybody have any clues on how to get the staple fairy to be in your camp? Do the work that you need done.
Can't say that I do.
Blast. Oh, well. We'll go to a second idea.
Wow, that tear tape is fusing with my skin. That is seriously strong. Wow.
No. This could get serious. We're good with that. We are good. Cover that pretty stenciling up, so it's a shame. Put something
just got these
underneath
new.
That. Who's
just
the
got
prettiest?
These new Tim Holt scissors for my birthday because I accidentally threw away my first pair.
Oh dear.
I used to have my trash can right next to a cart that had all the scissors and implements on it, and that's the only thing I can deduce is that it fell into the garbage when I used to have it there, and then I haven't been able to find it since. So now I got a new pair. I'm very excited.
I have had that situation too, and it's not fun, especially if you liked it. Little stamp set or something.
Yeah.
Not good.
Or lose one of the dies. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Always a
horror. I think I also may have thrown out my snips, my little wires, tiny wire snips, because I haven't been able to find them since I redid my craft room, so I'm worried that those got accidentally pitched as well.
Well, maybe if you buy a new pair, you'll find them.
Right? Probably. That's probably the case.
We do have a couple questions, and I wanted to say some because they were so nice. They have so many nice things to say about you. Our patrons get to ask our guest questions. But before we get to that, we always ask new guests, tell us, which team are they on? Are you team purple or are you team orange?
So it's a little interesting, actually, because for most of my adult life, my favorite color was orange.
Goodness, I'm so happy.
I like to wear orange. However, in the past, I don't know, 5 years. I think I've switched teams because now
Don't
it's
don't
like
listen,
electric
Orange.
purple. Electric purple is kind of, or orchid, like the pillow that my family got me. That orchid purple kind of color.
Yeah.
It's kind of
You
usurped
left
orange.
orange
So
for
I left orange. I left.
Amy. If
I
you had
saw
told
some.
me this before I booked you, I don't know.
Yeah, it might have been a deal breaker, huh?
Might have been. Might have been. I'm always looking for my pals. No, that's fine. That is kind of interesting because you did change. That is kind of interesting.
Mhm.
Was there a
So I
moment
thought
in
that was,
time where you found yourself going over
I
in
was
a
trying
weak
to think of
spot?
it. Honestly, one thing that I think, and it's kind of sentimental, my
Okay.
mom, who passed in 2020, was always obsessed with purple. It was like something that
Oh,
even in the throes of her dementia, like purple made her happy. So I gotta feel like maybe some of that plays into it. But I just really love bright electric. So I think I think my mom plays a factor in it, honestly, a little bit. But I
okay. That's
also
good.
just genuinely really like it.
Okay, that's
Oh,
that's
somebody
good.
asked
That's
about
kind of reminds
this.
you of her.
Yeah, for sure, because it would make her so happy. So, somebody asked about this. This is paper rose stitched rectangle dies. I saw a comment on that. I think they're an Australian company, aren't they?
I think you might be right.
Okay,
I
gel
think I
pen,
have.
come on now.
Don't fail
Still
me
go box
now.
with the gel pen. None of them are working.
Oh, don't
Killing
you?
me.
Which kind do you have?
I usually
Yeah,
like these
that's my
jelly roll
favorite.
ones.
That's my
I've got
favorite.
this one. Let's see if this is more cooperative. Oh, definitely not. That was a horrible sound. No ASMR there.
You know, those videos where they just have the sounds and they're very pronounced. Have you ever? I
Uh-huh.
have noticed, like when I'm in the kitchen now, I hear all those sounds really loudly, and it's
Yeah.
almost to drive me a little batty because I hear it as I'm watching in the just like when I'm getting the bread out. It's like instead of just opening, and when I close the cabinet, it's like thunk. I just notice those sounds so much more. I don't even listen to those sounds anymore on the videos because they're just a little too intense for me. But
Yeah.
I have noticed that, and I'm just like,
Overwhelming.
whoa, this is making a difference in my life.
This is good content here, though, that you're missing. That's what the masses want, evidently.
Golly. And then the toaster. Talk about loud. That toaster, when it pops up, is just like boing.
Well, it's to wake you up. It's got a dual purpose.
Yes, yes. We did get a new toaster. I will go ahead. This is the coolest toaster, and it really does make great toast. I don't know what kind it is, but it has a glass door, and so you can watch it. And so as it toasts,
Oh,
you can see if it's about to go black. Like most of my toast either goes only the top was toasted or it went black. And so it's very cool that way. And then it has this button you can push to make it eject. And it's very passionate about its ejection because it pops up and out of the toaster. And it's just, it's a lot of fun. Who knew that a toaster would be so fun?
that,
I'm
that
so
sounds impressive.
easily entertained.
That's awesome. I
I'm a
kind of
card
love that
maker,
about
don't
you.
I?
That's
Do
great.
I? I always said I was a cheap date. Didn't take much to entertain me at all.
Put her in front of a toaster and she's happy as a clam.
It's frightfully true.
Okay.
But notice it
All right.
tomorrow morning how loud your kitchen can be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's real.
So I need to.
It kind of looked like tomatoes. I was cleaning the floor before the show, and I found these
Uh-huh.
things on my floor, and I thought, wonder if that would make a good parameter, something from your floor. Because I thought, well,
It's genius.
I could totally make a card out of these few elements.
What if people just like cleaned up for the show though? That might be a little skewed. Might not
This
be.
is true. This is a risk somebody has to
Or you could be
consider.
like, look, ooh, it's on the floor, and just chuck something on there and like, okay, now I
How
get
would
to
I
use it,
know?
right? So,
How would I
right,
know?
exactly.
We have to. This is a show that relies on people's integrity, which we don't know how to monitor.
Funny. Okay, I'm making a little
Anyway,
drop shadow here.
Some of us have more integrity than others.
poor Michelle Lupkin was so afraid that she was going to get paperclip for when she was on the show. She looked all over the house for it, and she kept one in her craft room just in case. I thought that was a lot of
Ah.
diligence there. Really appreciated
See,
that
that
dedication.
one never really intimidated me as much
No,
as like some of the other ones. Yeah, I would have probably just like either drawn one on or found a way to put one onto the. Yeah, I feel like there was way more intimidating stuff on there, I think, but I
but
don't
they're
know.
all doable, and
Like,
we always figure them out.
yep. Well, I feel like I got lucky here tonight because this was
You got some good ones. I
definitely,
think these are fun. I think
yeah.
the I wonder if people will bring in circus colors with circus animals and which they can, completely legit,
Right.
and things like that,
Especially if they
which would be
fussy cut
fun.
the animals out,
Oh
right?
yeah.
They
Oh
could fussy
yeah.
cut the animals out and then they got the cutting parameter done.
Double dipping is fun.
Easy peasy.
Not allowed with certain things like guacamole, but it's totally allowed here. To mess with my guacamole. But Kathy Morris says, "Hey, Amy, hi. I'm a big fan of your crafting style, your soothing voice, and humor. How about that? That's nice to hear. How
Aw,
did
thank
you get
you.
started?" And she asked about how you got started in card making, which you explained. But she also asked about how you got started representing a colorful life design.
Um, I got started there because I discovered her cloud edger, the
Oh,
stencil.
okay.
It went
Mm-hmm.
viral. It was it was the first one I'd ever seen that was really realistic looking. It wasn't like the
Okay.
cute bubbly clouds, and
Mm-hmm.
I had to have it. And so I bought it right away and some other stencils, and then I signed up to be an affiliate for her. And
Mm-hmm.
then I was like, well, this feels a little weird that I'm an affiliate and I don't really know her. So I had reached out to her. This was around probably August of 2020. Um, and I was just like, hey, I'm an affiliate for you. I really like your stuff. I just wanted to introduce myself and say hi. And basically we've talked, I think, every day ever since. So she
That's what you
quickly
were
became
saying.
like, yeah, yeah. So then it kind of just eventually was, joining the design team and then taking over the design team and yeah, well she's family to us now. So
Yeah,
but
I
that's
love that
that's where it
story.
started. So, yeah.
I love that story, and Kathy, I'm really glad you asked that because Amy told me that during the tech call, and I thought that is so good. And Karen Goddard has already gotten her card done. She's like the fastest girl in Australia. She was first last week.
I think that's number
Wow.
3 tonight.
Oh, number 3, Karen, slacking. Not at all. That's a so. I think we've got some good parameters. That's what it's telling me. We've got some good
Yeah,
parameters.
lucked out here. Okay, do we like this shadowing? See. Does it need more? I think that's good. What do you guys think? It gives it a
That
little
made a
bit,
difference.
pops it off the background.
Yeah.
Really want the white to be stronger. I tried it in my hand, whoever suggested that. I'm gonna try it again, see if I can get a little bit more, because I really want the white highlights on the flames to be more evident for the last. Okay, now I need to pick a sentiment for this. Always the afterthought.
Where did you get
Gotta grab
your
my
tiny
sentiment book.
glue bottle?
Oh, Hobby Lobby, I think. And they're a nuisance to fill. but I think it was Jennifer McGuire that fills them with a syringe, which of course would take an effort to go find a syringe somewhere. So I have not done it, and I think that would probably be the best way to fill it. But they're cheap, they're small. I like it.
Okay, guys, sentiment.
It's a nuisance to fill.
All right, this is where I'm going to pick my birthday sentiment.
Are you making a card for yourself?
No. I'll just pretend it's for me because it's September, but I'll give it to someone else.
Okay. So you give away your cards? Yep, that's a different color.
Yeah.
Shoot.
It doesn't really, those colors quite work.
And so do you give them to real people or do you donate them?
I've done all the things. I send a lot of them out. I send a lot of cards to people. So I used to have a whole notebook where I would keep track of what once per month, but I kind of just rely on my Google Calendar on my phone now. So, all right.
Fair enough. How'd you decide on your channel's name? We had a discussion about this on the Zoom call yesterday.
I think my husband helped me out with it because he's kind of a gamer and he plays like World of Warcraft type games, and so it's kind of like you sell your wares kind of thing.
Oh.
Yeah, so I think he probably helped me with that.
If you have coin, I have wares.
Right. But fun fact, I've been told more than once now that YouTube, when it's doing captions, will say Amy swears instead of Amy's wares. So I've been told more than once that they thought that was my channel name. And I'm like, that's hilarious.
That is hilarious.
So, yeah.
So do they don't keep you from being popular?
No, they don't.
In different.
No, I don't think it censors. Well, I hope it doesn't censor me for that. I didn't think about that, but
yeah.
Yeah, I had 2 people kind of recently tell me that, and it was just hilarious. I'm like,
Amy swears.
Yep, Amy swears.
That's bad. That would be a bad thing, but it is pretty funny when you hear about it. But yeah, I can see where they go, oh, Amy swears. Oh, no.
Like, that's a clever name for your channel. That's different.
Yeah. Let's see what she's like. She sounds like fun. Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to pick a sentiment here through my binder here, figuring out this saves me a lot of time having this stuff ready to go for sure.
Yeah, that is organized. And you remember to look through it.
Yeah, I come to this a lot. Oh, like, here's a big happy birthday. That's too big, I think.
Looks like a great tool.
Yes, definitely. Okay, I could do a little one. Kind of liking this hooray, but I don't know. Something about the composition isn't quite right. Take another little look through.
So you have never quilled?
No, I have not.
And I don't blame you.
I don't think I'd have the patience for it. I think I would get really frustrated. And then my channel name would probably be accurate.
Amy swears says quilling.
Yeah.
I think it's great. You may have a new angle. But aside from card making, you generally love paper, is what Stephanie Mormon was saying, and you do other crafts as well. So do your other crafts tie in with your card making, or are you just completely sold out on card making? You did
a lot of them do.
Inks. Do you do those
like
together?
the alcohol ink and stuff like that? Like that I was doing before I started making cards. So that was an easy overlap, right?
Yes.
I got into a little bit around Christmas time, and my daughter is also into it. I've been playing with polymer clay, and I like to make like earrings and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another one. I'll get orders for like custom t-shirts, that I'll do with my heat press and my Cricut, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Or like vinyl decals. But yeah, definitely the card making is paramount. So,
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to do this for Ray.
I have a very dusty sewing machine.
Me too. Yep. I have a serger and a sewing machine that
Oh,
that
gee.
are neglected. Yep, very neglected.
Oh, I got that. See, there's a Catherine Puller. I need to learn I thought I had a light touch, but I didn't. Yeah, it's okay. It's on the back of the card. Yeah, it's funny how
Thank you.
it's just fun to be able to make a card, isn't it? It's little, it's fast, it's cute. You get to do it, you get to give it away, you get to share it. It's fun. It's all good.
Yes, I agree. This is going to be entirely fiddly, but I think it needs the dimension.
Are you good with fiddly?
It depends on my mood.
Fair enough. That's a good answer, actually.
I love
Sometimes you
like
do
I
more
love
than others, huh?
yeah, I love watching other people like Laura Basson with her fiddly die cuts is just mesmerizing, and I love
Mm-hmm.
watching it. But yeah, I don't have the patience for it. I know my friend Vaughn. I'll see a lot of like really intricate dies that she does. It's so
Mm-hmm.
pretty. I know myself well enough to know that it's not for me.
I haven't
Not my
made
jam.
too many that are fiddly, but I do remember one that I ended up drawing the ear on a dog because I couldn't find it. I lost it. It's just like, this is probably not my style, but I do love it. They are so cute. And I love
Well,
how
that's great that you go ahead.
I love how people will take a die that has multiple pieces and then shade it and curl it and do all sorts of things, load it up and make something just so pretty.
And it always ends up looking so cool too. That's where I'm always like
Yeah.
inspired, like, oh, I should do that. But then I revert back to like, I know myself and I know I'm just not gonna be happy doing it.
Are there any techniques that you have on your to-do list that you want to learn?
For card making or just something different?
Well, card making since we're here.
I think I need to, I mean, I do often ask the people that follow my channel, I ask them like for their ideas and what they want to see. And I do make a list. I haven't necessarily gotten through all of them yet, but I do always take a note. And I know some people have asked for like fun fold type of cards, and I literally have no experience with fun folds, like, or any of the folded special, like not even a little bit. I had to look up all of them and see what they were for the parameters because I was like, I don't know what any of them are. So
but you
I have
didn't
little notes
veto any.
telling me. Right, I didn't, but I was prepared.
No.
Again, let's refer back to type A. So
I told you guys she was ready for the tech call.
yeah.
She was loaded. She was ready to go. That was
So
great.
yeah, I would
though.
say fun folded, the fancy fold type of, or whatever they're called, just different folded cards. I feel like I need to make a conscious effort because people have asked and I just have not ever done it. So I would say that.
You might actually have a lot of fun with them. They're
Yeah,
because some of them
cool.
some of them are super easy, but they look great. They just add a new level of, oh wow, that's fun. That's cool. It's fun fold. So
people often make their first of a kind of card on this show.
Yeah, we
It's
throw
I
them
could
right
see
in
that.
the deep
times.
end.
I could see that.
Yeah. There's been a
This is
lot
my
that said, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. And we say, oh, don't worry about it. We'll bring you up to speed right there live. No problem.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
So how fun is this pokey tool? My friend Judy sent me this. Isn't it
fancy.
so cute?
It is.
It's like squishy beads. My favorite pokey tool now. That
Great
it's,
darling.
yeah. She doesn't sell them, guys. Sorry. I know
A
some of you have
party.
asked. She does not sell them.
Getting fuzz on my ribbon. That was so last week, Mary. I think these parameters, let's see. I think we're going to have fun with them, everybody. It'll be fun to see what
Mhm.
people do with September. And I think they'll come up with some of those events. And it'll be fun.
It's a good month. Good month.
Ah.
Oh,
I
look
like how
at
you
those guys.
how you brought in the lake thing with Labor Day too. That
Yeah.
was a good fit.
Yeah. Because early September here often, not so much this year, but early September here is often scorching still. They've had
Yeah,
to
we were
kind of
talking about that.
do half days at school because a lot of our schools in Michigan don't have air conditioning. So
Ooh.
it's been so hot the last few years that they've had to make half days when they were intending to do full days, because it's often so sweltering hot in the beginning of
Mm-hmm.
September. I cannot get this to stop sticking in my fingers. Oh my gosh.
It
Oh,
loves you. It loves you so much.
struggle
Although
bus.
those are really
Struggle.
cute candles. I like that you used ribbon.
Thanks.
What would you have used? You just would have ink blended, you think, if you had not gotten ribbon as a parameter?
I don't know. I mean, as soon as this specific stencil came to my mind when
Mm-hmm.
um ribbon was picked. So I probably would have gone a completely different look if it wasn't ribbon. Like this is just
Okay.
specifically what came to my mind. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I would have. This little foam tape is poking out. Get in there. See?
No, it can't be
Italy.
there. Get back under
Italy.
there. So when you started card making, were you surprised at how many small businesses and women owned businesses there were, or I mean, or did you
Definitely.
start with big companies or
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you open a whole can of worms, right? When you find all these. But I feel like, I don't know, I've met some card makers that are like, how do you know about all these companies? But I feel like when I first started, I was always watching, like Jennifer McGuire and
Mhm.
Kathy Zilski and Laura Basson and Christina Werner. And I feel like it exposed me to let me know of so many of the companies that were out there
Mhm.
um, right off the bat. So needs color. Trying to think
That's
what
cute.
color I should do around the trim.
Hmm.
Kind of thinking red, but I don't want it to be too.
Fighting for attention.
I'm gonna look at
I don't know. Boy, we've
what
gotten
color.
lots of submissions. That's the first one for Allison. I just became a. I just
Oh,
started following her on Instagram just today. Welcome, Allison.
yeah, yeah.
That's
Al's
cool.
a buddy of mine.
Ah,
She's
nice.
on my design team at A Colorful Life too, and we've worked on other design teams together too, and she's awesome. So definitely subscribe to her channel.
I
She
did.
she is like the queen with gel press. She does such
Mm.
amazing things, and she does like shorts every Monday, like gel press Monday, or I forgot. Sorry, Al, I don't remember what you call it, but really good stuff.
So, do you gel press?
Thank
Have you got with alcohol inks and things? Did you, or do you like if
you.
you do the
I
alcohol
did.
inks? You like the kind of interesting designs that you get?
Yeah, I do gel press, but it is one of those things that does intimidate me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't use it as much as I should. I don't really use it with acrylic paint just because that's, I think, what intimidates me the most. And
Uh,
haven't done it with alcohol ink yet, but I want to. I've done it
uh-huh.
with a lot of Catherine Pooler inks and Distress Oxide inks.
Ah,
So that's
Monoprint
typically
Monday.
what
Excuse me.
that's
Sorry.
it. Monoprint Monday.
Yeah,
Yep.
with the
No, thank you.
alliteration.
Mondays.
Sorry.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. And Lauren Taylor says
Sorry,
she
Al. I
loves
couldn't.
those. She loves Allison's Monday shorts.
Mm-hmm.
Do you do
They're
shorts?
awesome. Every once in a while.
I do shorts
I
on my
don't like.
lists, and they say do shorts, and I never do them, but they're on my
I don't.
list every week.
Yeah, I don't like the vertical format. I find it really hard to work within.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
so that's what bothers me about it. I think is yeah,
I
that's
can
not my
see that.
favorite.
Yeah,
Darren, I'm
yeah.
doing this for you. I know you don't want white space, so I'm gonna make it not a white border. Al does not do white borders, so I'm doing
Uh,
this for you, girl.
and look at that. There it is. It's the Catherine Pooler ink.
Hmm. Now
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost wondering if I shouldn't do orange on the other side.
My apples ended up being rouge. I didn't. They were. I didn't have. I thought I'd have to bring in a darker like cranberry fizz to do the shading, but they turned out fine. I think they didn't need anything else.
Yeah.
I didn't think I'd do apples again. I put that stamp away today because I thought, oh no, I'm done with apples. Those
And then
are.
here comes September.
Yep, yep. You just never know what Mr. Wheel's gonna do, but he always knows what we need. Mr. Wheel knows. Guys? Yeah, and I don't
That is
usually do
so cool.
diagonals. I'm feeling wild tonight. I'm usually very grid. Straight, straight, straight.
Oh, got ink on the back.
Well, Grandma
Hard as I
Gay
try.
is uh Grandma Gay. Oh, that's fun with the two colors. Smart. Grandma Gay is our rock star. And she always asks a thoughtful question of the day for our guests.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yep. What you
I
got
think
for me,
you're gonna
Grandma?
I think you're ready for her. I think you're gonna like it. This is interesting because of your parameter choice. What forest texture would appear on your ideal embossing folder? And we talked about forest colors. We also talked about how you like embossing folders. So what would you have on an embossing folder with forest textures? She's listening,
Huh.
she says.
Well, aside from the obvious like pine texture of the trees or any of the leaves, I would also maybe build like a layered landscape into it. Like maybe like
Oh,
a
interesting.
mountain is seen in the back or like a ground just to kind of break up and create a scene rather than just like boom, here's a tree, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's a texture I would build. So like the entire scene rather than um
Like a
just the leaves.
3D scene embossing folder
Yeah.
could be.
Yeah.
That'd be
I
that
think
might
that's
be
what I would
really
do.
very cool. Nice
Yeah, yeah.
thinking. Nice thinking.
Thanks.
Boy, you can still think after this. See? You have
I
a little rock
can.
star quality yourself, I do believe.
Oh, thank you.
Well done.
All
I'm
right,
going to
I
make
think
sure
I'm
I think you did it too. I'm going to make sure I hit all my parameters so Deputy Heidi can rest tonight. I have card with a ribbon. There it is. Circus colors are from an older circus that's kind of run down, but red and green and brown. I think you'd find all of those at a circus. September,
mhm.
apples, apple month. I saw some hand-picked apples today at a friend's house and hand cut. I did a lot of hand cutting. So I think I've got that covered on I did it on here, on my apples, on my tag. I didn't hand cut my card, but I did hand cut my ribbon also. So that is my card for 183. I think I did it. And what about
Well done.
you?
It's a great card. I've got circus colors. Again, I thought bright primary type
Mm-hmm.
colors. I got primary
Mm-hmm.
and secondary here. Um, birthday for September because that's my birthday month. I have ribbon here and I cut the
Okay.
ribbon manually. So
So cute. You did it. You did it. You got this thing figured out. Oh, Deputy Heidi says we are free to submit. So we're in good shape.
nice.
We can rest the rest of the weekend. All right.
Good.
Well, we are going to tell everybody how they can play because they're already sending in cards, and they're going to want to play because we have new sponsors next month for our spin sponsors. Everybody's eligible once they get their cards in, and then we'll bring it back to you and say goodnight. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
All righty. Thank you. Well done. Woohoo! First time on the show is not an easy place to be. And so she did it like she was a champ. So we're really glad that the evening went well and we got some good spins, but all spins are doable. And you can send in a card too. Make sure you include those 4 parameters and meet community standards, and send it to electronically to craftroulette.live by Sunday night at midnight, so it will be qualified. If you want more time, you're welcome, and want to be one of the cool kids in supporting Craft Roulette, you can become a patron as low as $5 a month, and you get till Thursday night. Yeah, that's luxury. That is luxury right there. We have a wonderful bunch of people coming on, and I do want to remind you of the October 7th event with our friend Amanda Stevens. Then after that, we're going to have Artathon because she'll tell us what she thought of the event. And then Nikki Baxley we get to meet, who I have not met. Kairos Young after that. And look at there, our friend Corinne Wiskman will be joining us after that. It's been a long time since we saw Corey, so we look forward to that night as well. You make sure you join us, tell your friends about us, and let's have a good time. It's pretty easy to have fun here. It's very calm. Very fun. It's FUNN. That's our secret sauce. We do want to thank our patrons. You guys do make a big difference on our bottom line. We do have lots of bills. And so we thank you so much for helping us and coming alongside and saying, hey, I want the Craft Roulette fun to go out to the world. And that's who is making it. All those fine, fine people on that list. Tomorrow, Club Fun, I'll see you at noon if you can. We don't have anything particularly scheduled, so just bring what you want to bring. And if you just want to sit there and chat, we're good with that too. We just have a lovely time together, and so I look forward to spending Saturday afternoon with my buds. Thank you, each and every one of you. Oh, and I did schedule an all-patron call on, I think, the 14th of October. So put that on your calendar, friends. And will we have a game? Oh, probably. Probably we'll have something. You know, I can't help myself. So it's always a good time. Unless you get charades and you get farm, then it's not so much fun. But we get through it. It's giveaway time. This is the last week for our September spin sponsors. And thank you once again for being such great, generous spin sponsors. You got an extra week because September had 5 weeks. So you got to give away a little extra. So thank you so much for not griping about that. And we always start with a Krog, a Craft Roulette original giveaway, and a handmade card with an itty-bitty gift. Get that baby spinning. This goes to anywhere in the world. And if you're far, far away, that itty-bitty gift is going to be really itty-bitty. I can guarantee it. But we do want to say thank you whenever we can. A Krog. Kathy Carroll got the Krog spin tonight. You do need to contact me and let me know that you want that and send me your address. There will be a form opening up right after the show. Claim prize form on craftroulette.live. Now for the Craft Roulette goodie bag, it needs to stay in the United States. Please. But those goodie bags are full. And I'm going to be giving away a mega one next week on our event. And that baby is going to be full because I got a lot of stuff. Megan, please contact me and send me your address. Make sure you use the same device or the same email, not device, but use the same email that you sent your card in. There is a safety feature in the programming so that nobody can pretend to be Megan. I bet they want to, though, because everybody wants a goodie bag. For a Catherine Pooler $25 gift certificate, it's going to Mary Kay. But Mary Kay, you need to let me know you want it. So contact us. It may be Monday before you hear from me, but you will hear from me. Absolutely. Now for a Creative Scrapbooker magazine. Thank you again, Jackie, for coming back and being a spin sponsor. This for a whole year. It's so fun. I love the idea of a paper magazine. I love it. Anaya, she's been with us a long time. That's nice. Very nice. Let me know you want it, Miss Anaya. How about a $25 gift certificate to Sweet Sentiment Stamps? That would be fun. They have some really fun little products over there. They work hard, those two girls. They really do. But I don't think they even know they're working. They're having so much fun. That's my guess. Oh, Amy Moore down the street in Peculiar, Missouri. I almost wrote Peculiar. Isn't that a funny name? And Hero Arts has a $25 gift certificate. Also, Heidi, thank you so much for helping us out on that. Look at all those congratulations. You guys are the best. You're happy for everybody, I think. Oh, Paola. Very nice. I don't have to write your last name. I know what it is. It's right there. And it's way too long for me to write down, but I can remember with Paola. Well, let's see if Amy is ready to come back and say goodnight. That was quite a night, wasn't it? Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, crafters and craftettes. There she is. She doesn't look any worse for the wear. You did great.
Thank you.
And you've got that pretty pillow behind you that transferred you to Team Purple. It's kind of, I understand though, with your mama. Yeah, there it is. There it is. It is pretty. Well, what'd you think?
It was really fun. I'm thankful for the parameters. They were fun and not too stressful. So
No, would you have done? But you would have been fine, even with screen and fuzz. You would have been fine.
screen, I was thinking of like, oh, I really don't know what I would do. But then I think I remember, Mr. Producer, you said, well, technically a stencil is a screen. So then I was thinking maybe if I found one that looked like a, I don't know, what are those wicker screen things? Maybe I could make it work that way because I don't have a piece of screen like you did. So
Right.
I was thinking
Right.
I would have to do if we got that one.
There were quite a few stencils that were used. You could have used your candles
Yeah.
because it would have been
Candlelight.
screening off some of the ink. See how it works? Yes. There's always something you can do. And there's, if you want to see it, there's 358 different samples that you can see how they use screen. And since they have to write how they used a parameter, that's kind of fun too, is look at it and go, where is it? How they do it? And then read it. It's really quite educational as well as entertaining and stimulating for creative ideas. But, well, we're so glad that you were here. And do you want to, I know you had some friends in the viewing area tonight, so do you want to thank them or tell them to come see you on your YouTube or?
Yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't track along the chat. I'm looking forward to reading what everybody was saying, but thank you so much for anybody that came to join us. I really appreciate it. So
it is nice. It really is. When do your videos come out? Do you have a set schedule or?
Usually, yes. I typically do Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Usually.
Oh,
I
that's a
might have to
lot.
tweak one. Yeah, I do 4 a week. And I may have to tweak one, based on a day here or there if a new release is coming out or something. But usually it's pretty much those. And it's always at least 4 a week. So it's usually those days.
Well, you know what I think you need to do? I think you just need to kiss your brain because that's a lot of videos. So let's kiss our good brains.
Thank you.
You're what?
I said I used to do them every day for a long, long time. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to have to scale back eventually. So, yeah. 4 was a nice.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you for being here. I look forward to reading your comments. I see you're kissing your brains. You are so smart. Mr. Producer, excellent job. Amy, it was a pleasure. It truly was. Y'all have a great weekend. I hope to see a lot of you on the call tomorrow. See you Tuesday night, and make sure you're back next Friday and next Saturday. Talk to you soon. Nighty-night.